y'all. It's Wendy at Hardneck Farms, and this is Noodle November. And I was going to do a stuffed and stacked pasta on the fire, but it is very windy today. And as I was carrying my stuff out, I tripped and I spilled some stuff. Luckily, I had some of the stuff that wasn't in a, they were in the bowls with the lids, so a few things weren't, because I still have a lot of stuff packed, and so a few things went flying. So I ended up having to just throw it all in here, and I will show you what I've done. Now, all I did ahead of time was I roasted some onions, some sweet peppers, some garlic, and some, I put some capers in there, and then I also roasted it with oregano and thyme. Normally I do rosemary and basil as well, but this time I left it out. I put some black olives in there, and then I just seared the mushrooms. So let me show you. And it's spilled, y'all, so it doesn't quite look so great, but I can promise you it is good, and the house smells good. I went ahead and pre-cooked the pasta because I didn't want to have to try and do it out here over the with the wind. And what I'm going to do is this. I love this sauce. This is a store brand because I didn't get any paste tomatoes. I didn't get any tomatoes this year. And so what I wanted to do was take some foil. And normally what we do here is we'll do a big brush pile, but that's what I wanted to do, especially after we got all that rain. I was like, yes. Well, my plans got changed with the wind today. And I noticed this morning that my video for Noodle November is going out on the 2nd. That's how busy I've been. I've been like trying to keep up with everything. So I don't get the spray oil or any of that, and I normally don't do oils, but I do keep some coconut oil on hand for things like this. If you're gonna put all this into the fire and let it cook and, you know, kind of bake in there, it's gonna stick. It's gonna stick to the foil and be kind of messy. So I thought I would just go ahead and do a coating, kind of spread it on there real good and coat this. A lot of the times what we do here on the farm is we will make a pack of food, like some kind of a pocket or some kind of a pasta, all kinds of just different things, and we wrap it in foil and put it on a shovel, and then we put it into the fire and it bakes, and it's just really delicious. You can do pancakes, or, you know, with some. What's really good is to take a foil and put your pancakes in there and put your fruit, wrap it all up and stick it in the fire. It's really good. So anyway, it's making me want that. What I'm gonna do with this recipe is, since there is some liquid, I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot of liquid, and I'm having a hard time opening things today. Oh, that's on there, good. I didn't bring anything out here to get that open with. Well, there's concrete. So I've been gone the last 2 days. We have had so much to do on the farm that I am not getting to bed till sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm pretty tired. We have a lot going on. And normally this time of year it slows down. Well, it's really picked up. And then also we had a hard freeze, and so the persimmons are starting to get ready. Probably need another good freeze. So I was able to harvest some persimmons, and then I have to process them as well. But what I'm going to do is, this is normally a stuffed and stacked pasta, and you can do this with lasagna noodles and stuff, or any kind of pasta. I didn't feel like a heavy pasta tonight, so I did this capelini, which is really small, but it's really good. I'm going to go ahead and use that since I left my utensils. I spilled that and I never did get it grab another one. So I'm just going to spread that around. And then what I do is just kind of just layer some of the sauce. And then I have roasted garlic in that I had done, and that'll give it a lot of good flavor. And this is just, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of mix that up a little bit. I shook it a little bit, but originally I had everything separated out, but I have all these layers on because it's cold and the wind is blowing, and which makes it a lot colder. And I'm real cold natured, and when the weather changes I have those flare-ups, and so I just was like, ah. So what you do is you kind of just layer that over. And you know, if you're able to do cheeses, you can put cheese on. If you're able to have the gluten-free, the regular pasta, by all means do. There's all sorts of pastas that you can use for this recipe. It's ideal to have these shells that you can stuff, but I couldn't find any gluten-free, and so I've seen them before, but I just haven't seen them in a long time. So we're going to put a little bit more sauce, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it another good layer. And a lot of the vegan cheeses, I'm trying to stay away from as much processed foods as I can. And this recipe is so good, you really don't need cheese. But I know there's a lot of people that are like, pasta, you gotta have cheese. Well, it's all about what you like and what you want to put in there. And I'm telling you, if you roast your vegetables ahead of time, I also had artichokes, and then I had eggplants. And so those are really good. We just didn't get a lot out of the garden this year, so I don't really want to buy a bunch of store-bought stuff. But this is really good. So I'm going to do another little layer of that. It's not that much. And if you guys can see that okay. I'll try to go slower this time. I noticed my last video, I think my problem is I go 90 miles an hour on the farm, and so to do a video I have to slow down, and that's hard for me to do, and I don't realize how fast I go. So I want to make sure everybody can see that really good. This is the stacked, really it's a stuffed and stacked pasta, and it is just really, really good. Set that there. Hopefully y'all can see. Put the last bit of vegetables on the top because it's pretty thick, and this is just going to go get wrapped up and put on the fire. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the last of it. All that. You can see the chunks of the roasted veggies and the roasted garlic. Now, when those capers got away, I like capers. And do the last little bit. And something about the gluten-free pasta, it doesn't hold together as well as a regular gluten pasta. It does tend to break into pieces, but it's okay. It's still edible. And for this recipe, it works out great. All right, just a little bit more, not that much. I don't really like a lot of sauce unless it's homemade. Then I do it upright. And this does have the black olives in there. I think I mentioned that. But anyway, this is just really, really good. And this is hearty too. You can just eat this for a couple days. And I believe I'm going to try to freeze dry some of it. If I don't eat all of this and I have it for maybe a day or two, if there's any leftovers, it will go into the freeze dryer. I've noticed I've tried some pasta in the freeze dryer, and it really works out good. Now I'm going to go ahead and go underneath. wrap it that way. I'm just using our little fire pit out here. Alright, let me do this. You guys put it on. It is chilly. This girl don't like the cold. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to kind of tuck it under, make a little pocket. Get the underneath. Oh, yep, I just spilled out the side. I thought I might do it. I got way too much in there. That's okay. That's what makes it good, getting too much in there. We'll just do that. And I'll wrap it this way and wrap it this way. Just, I don't know if that's going to fall out the bottom. It might. I'm going to go ahead and do one more layer, because when you're working with liquid, it does tend to go everywhere. And the tomato sauce has a lot of liquid in it. Okay. There we go. I think I'm just going to just carry it like this. I'm going to set this right on the little tray, and we're just going to go over to the fire pit. We'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. And I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to set this right here for right now. Let's go ahead and lay this on here. I thought about getting the shovel. It's right behind me, and sticking it down in the fire like I do. So I think that would just give it the more baked effect. I think I might do that. There we go. What do y'all think of that? Okay, let's try that again. That was a blooper. I dropped the camera. So anyway, what do you guys think of that? That is what you call a little hobo type meal. And is going to be really, really good. The wind is just really blowing, so it's making it pretty chilly. It's supposed to get down to, oh, I think 34. I'll check it again because it changes quite often. But the sun's going down and it is getting cold. Brr. Isn't that pretty? Nice fire, nice little fire pit, and I kind of made sure everything was drenched around it, so there's not a lot of embers coming out of it. When I'm done with the meal, then I'll go in here and definitely put it out with the water. I just started it with some pine needles and some little twigs I picked up from under the tree. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let that cook, and we'll come back when it's all done. I'll open it up and show you the stuffed and stacked pasta. Now, I wish I could have found some gluten-free shells where I could have stuffed, because I wanted to do a cashew cream or like a vegan cream that made it so good. It looks like I've got company. There's always people coming and going right now. But, oh no, somebody's leaving. Anyway. And then I would have filled the shells and then just layered and stacked with all the good vegetables and the pasta sauce. It's actually a pizza sauce, but I think it'd been, I really wanted to do my homemade, but a girl has to roll the way she has to roll. There's just so much going on, and I didn't get the tomatoes this year, so didn't get them last year either. That's why I'm working on revamping the farm. Anyway, we will be back in a little bit, and we'll check it all out. This is just really, really good. And when you do it this way, and you can, another option you can do is you can do just the pasta, just all the stuff that you would put in the pasta, and then add your pasta last. But I think it gives it a depth of flavor when you cook it all together. So that's why I did this. So anyway, we'll be back here in a little bit and we'll check on the progress. So it wasn't really cooking very well on the shovel down in the fire, so I went ahead and put it up here. I don't know if the fire's just not big enough. You'd think it would be. Well, I guess it is cooking. The top just didn't feel very warm. Look at that, y'all. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Smells good. Give that kind of a smoky Italian flavor. Because it's definitely got the roasted garlic, lots of thyme, and lots of oregano. And then I'm sure the sauce has a little bit in there. But anyway, I'm going to let that simmer a little bit longer and we'll come back. It's going to be dark here before long, so I'm trying to hurry. But it sure smells good. Hopefully it'll be done here in just a little bit. Okay, y'all, I threw something on there for my husband. And right here, I'm letting it cool. It is really hot. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? It just kind of like settle. Once it gets all stirred up and put into the plate, here in a second, it'll be so yummy. I'm letting it cool off a second and then I'll plate it up. Okay guys, it is off the fire. I'm having to hurry because it's starting to get dark here. I wanted you guys to be able to see it. I just put a little bit on the plate since it's so cold out here that I'll take the rest in the house and eat. But this is really, really good. It's a little hot. It's still a little hot, but it is really good. The flavors are really good. I think if I would have made some of the vegan cheese, it probably would have been a little bit better, but sometimes I just like simple. And this is a really simple throw and go, wrap it, throw it on the grill type of meal, and actually in the fire, but it cooks really well, gives it a nice little smoky flavor, and I really like it because we just cook with the wood, so, and we have a lot left over from the ice storm. This is good. I hope you guys will try this. It's kind of fun to do. It's kind of like camping, and you get to just like chop your veggies up, roast them, throw them in a bowl, bring it out, kind of mix it in with the pasta, and it is good. It is very good. Now, if you wanted to give it a little bit of kick, this is not Bragg's nutritional yeast. I get yeast somewhere else, but I did save this from a long time ago, and I reuse it. It would be good to add a little bit of this on here. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on. I don't really do a lot of that because sometimes it takes a lot, but maybe that'll kick it up a little bit. Try not to get a big bite. And I could have added that in when it was cooking. It probably would have been better, but it gives it a nice cheesy flavor. Now, I think some fresh ground pepper would have been good. I did put a little bit on the vegetables while they were roasting, but it could use a little bit more. Anyway, it's a stacked pasta cooked on the fire, and it's really good. I really wished I would have had the capers, and I had roasted some chickpeas to throw in there, and you could have added some jackfruit And then I lost the eggplants. So, you know, that sometimes that happens when you're carrying stuff to cook outside. But this still turned out good. It still has a ton of stuff in there. There's the black olives, the roasted garlic. There's a big chunk of roasted garlic right there. Then there's the multicolored sweet peppers. It does look like rice, but that's not rice. It's capelini brown rice pasta. It's by Jovial. It's gluten-free. And so it does tend to break apart. And it's pretty thin. But it's really good. I really like that. And sometimes I just like light pasta. Especially if I do a starchy breakfast, like potatoes, then I'll definitely do a lighter dinner type. But then it has the roasted onion in there, then the lots of thyme and oregano, which really gives it a really good flavor. And I really like olives. I'm out of the sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes would have been perfect in there. Hopefully this next year I'll be able to grow tomatoes and get them in the solar food dehydrator and have tons of sun-dried tomatoes put up for next year. But anyway, this is really good. It smells really, really good. And it tastes really good. It may not look, you know, like a whole lot, but I can't have the meat, so, you know, I have to roll with it. I'm going to eat this up before it gets cold. I hope that you guys will check out all the channels. You're starting off at the beginning of the month. This is Noodle November. It's big. Just like Croctober. Such a fun collaboration. All of these collaborations are fun. You can meet new people, get new recipes. You can try new things. You can tweak the recipes. You can kind of tweak things to your diet or your likes. But you get a perspective of all kinds of different foods. And I like Italian food. I like vegetables a lot, so I tend to eat them a lot. But anyway, I don't always do pasta. I mean, especially in the winter, it's more of a summer type thing, but I will have it occasionally in the winter, and especially if I do like a pasta bake or something. And I was going to do some of the, there is a gluten-free by Jovial lasagna pasta, but I just wasn't in the mood for that big, thick, heavy pasta tonight. So anyway, I wanted to keep it simple, and I did have a few other things. I just dropped them, and I just didn't want to have to go back in and prepare, because then I wouldn't have had time before it was dark. And I couldn't do it any earlier in the day because we have a lot of contractors here. They make a lot of noise, and so yeah. But this is just really good, and it's super nutritious. It would have been more nutritious if I would have had the roasted chickpeas in there. Could have like thrown some jackfruit in there. You actually could throw tofu in there and add, kind of roast the tofu ahead of time with a little bit of oregano and some garlic powder. Oh, that would have just been amazing. Tofu is pretty good. I didn't think I would ever like it, but it is good. I have it on occasion. So anyhow, guys, welcome to Noodle November. My video is the 2nd of the month, and there'll be a lot of channels participating. So go and watch them. Subscribe to them if you like, and make new friends. Get new recipes, but have fun. There's always prizes if you leave a legitimate comment. And thank you so much, Tony at Kettle Kitchen. Thank you for inviting me. This is my 2nd year for Noodle November, and I hope for many years to come. All right, y'all, have a blessed day or evening.